Hi. So you want to be a better guitarist. Then you need to figure out how to make best use out of your right hand, which for right-handed folks is going to be the plucking hand. Be careful how you say that, you can get in trouble. The right hand is the most important hand. The plucking hand is the most important hand in playing guitar. Now that's going to surprise most of you people who've been working your ass off on trying to get everything right with your left hand. And the left hand's important, there's no question. It creates what notes we play, the pitch of the notes. But the right hand drives the rhythm. And when you're playing fingerstyle, it also defines the note choices. The right hand also is mostly responsible for the muting process, whether we're doing palm mutes or whether we're stopping strings with our thumb or other fingers. So the right hand's really important. And I want to illustrate this. Most guitarists fear making a left-hand mistake because it would result in the wrong note. But most of the time when we make that mistake, it's a quarter note, maybe an eighth note, maybe a 16th or even a 32nd note. It's rarely a whole note, and even when it is, we stop it, right? The worst mistake you can make in a performance is with the right hand, because then there's just an accident on the dance floor. There's bodies everywhere. It's a really, really nasty thing. All right, so the right hand is vitally important to keep the music going forward. Even if you F up a little bit with your left hand, it's not a big deal. All right, so let's talk about how you get the most out of your right hand now that we know how important it is. All right, the first thing that you want to do is with your right arm is to create a bit of a fulcrum here. One of the reasons so many of us like this guitar has a rim. Others have true bevels. But what a lot of luthiers are doing is softening this edge because we use it. You don't want to hug the guitar and put a lot of flesh on the top. You really want to just ride it really gently here. This is going to allow you to then move up and down, creating tonal colors. This is really important. The other idea that I want to get across to you, and this works both when you're playing with a flat pick and when you're playing fingerstyle, is the idea of a big, relaxed hand. Especially for the fingerstyle player, I want you guys to think like you have a racquetball or a golf ball, maybe a tennis ball. If you have monstrously large hands, then think of having a softball in there. The idea is to be able to have a place or a placement of your hand where you can have a long throw. It's hard to see what that looks like from here, so I'm going to shift position a little bit, all right? And you can see that you could certainly lay a racquetball inside my hand right now, right? That's going to work. The other thing you want to do is to position, if you're playing fingerstyle, is put your fingers and thumb over the strings they're most likely to strike, okay? So with the thumb somewhere on the 6th, 5th, or 4th string, right? That's what we use our thumb for. The index finger should be somewhere around the 3rd string. The middle finger should be somewhere around the 2nd string, and the ring finger should be somewhere around the 1st string. Your pinky I would like to see relaxed, whether you play flat pick or not. If you brace it on the top, it can make it very difficult for you to use your ring finger. And if you really leave it braced there, it's going to make it very difficult for you to play bass lines, fingerstyle bass lines, using your thumb and index or thumb, index, and middle ring here on these lower strings. You want to be able to be free to move up and down. The other thing that you want to do, this is especially for fingerstyle, is to make sure that your right hand thumb is way out in front of your right hand fingers. Why is this important? Because it allows our hand to have the longest throw, okay? The fingers, you want to feel like you're moving from this knuckle, and from the thumb, you want to feel like you're moving from that knuckle. It'll give you the feeling of size. And this is going to allow you to play with a lot more power and control it. Because remember, if you hit the guitar too hard, it's going to bend the string out of tune. So you don't want to do that. All right. I think that about covers things on the fingerstyle side. This is quick and dirty. If you want a lesson with me, you can email me, kenbonfieldmusic@gmail.com, check out through my website, that kind of thing. Again, quick and dirty with the flat pick. I just kind of hold it. Oops, where is my hand? There it is. So I hold it like this in my left hand with my right hand, nice loose. I grab it with my thumb and index finger, leaving enough exposed of the pick so that I can do a nice strum if I want. Okay? The idea when you're strumming with the right hand, you're going to want to actually let your right wrist turn over a little bit. That will have the pick at an angle where you can get a nice strum. It's very hard to get a good strum when the pick is actually perpendicular to the string. You need to get it at about a 45-degree angle. Again, with this, you really want to not brace on the top if you can get away with it, because you're going to want to be able to at some point use your fingers. The best flat pickers that I know, people like Tony Rice, Russ Barenberg, those guys use their fingers a lot in addition to using a flat pick. And then you have people like Brooks Williams and Richard Thompson who basically play fingerstyle but using a pick and middle, ring, and pinky fingers. All right? It's a very doable thing. It's in a very versatile approach. But to do that, you need to keep the big hand idea. You need to get your fingers over the strings that they're going to be in front of. And just for the same reason that with our right hand and finger style, or if you're playing with a flat pick, you want that digit, the pick and the thumb, out in front, so that when you're playing a double stop, for example, if you're playing notes on the fourth and third strings, you have freedom to do that. If you play with your thumb inside your hand and it looks like this, it's much more difficult to do that, and you end up pulling to try to get volume. All right, I hope you've understood how important the right hand is. I hope you've picked up some tips that you can use today. Again, check out my website, email me. I've enjoyed doing this. Cheers. Have a great day.